Hello everybody! I know from experience that it can be quite challenging to keep all our computer and retro gear in good condition and easily accessible. It's also important to keep a good relationship with other family members, which don't necessarily like having computer hardware all over the place. Not everybody owns a large house where they can store all their stuff, so I'm going to show you how we did it in my apartment. So here is the room. The light is not awesome. Kind of not very good weather outside. Apparently it was 41 degrees in Lyon yesterday, on 37 at my parents' place. But here you can see Oslo, it's about 24, something like that. So that's the view from outside. So Oslo, Norway. So here is the computer room. So not everything is mine. As you can see, we have a clear demarcation, the left side and the right side. This is Miriam's side, which is in the music hardware with a Scarlett, is it, not sure, yeah, Focusrite Scarlett sound card. And on the other side, more synths on the patch base. So not everything is reconnected. She's waiting for a rack to arrive, and you can see she has some parts there. And yes, we also have stuff, and you can see all the hard drives, and out there are some power supplies, and Miriam's name, and some motherboards, and some switches, and all DVDs. Here we have PC games from when PC games still came in boxes, with a legacy dust probably from many years. And this is like between North and South Korea, the demarcation zone, where we have the black and white laser printer, a label printer, scanner, thermometer, so 24.9 degrees right now. This is my workstation. So you've already seen it, but the whole idea was that, so yes, I have many screens, is that every time I bought some new screen, like every 3-4 years, why throw away the old one when you can reuse it? So this one is from 2005 when I arrived in Norway, and it's a great small screen, out of way to get the Spotify, the sound settings, the Dolby equalizer and thing. And that one is a more recent, it's a 2K screen, a Dell. That one, the ISO, has actually a pretty good picture. I didn't actually buy it. When Funcom moved to a new office, there were a lot of old hardware that would have been sent to recycling, but we could pick up what we wanted. So I'm using this screen mostly for things like A4 documentation. It's awesome for having a full page reading of PDFs, but that's also where I got all my instant messenger, Skype, Slack, IRC and things like that on dedicated screen. So this is my main screen where I play, when I browse and when I program. This screen here is mostly for email, calendar, to-do list, where I'm taking notes, but that's also when I'm doing this Wikipedia video, this is also where all the content you can't see is displayed. Because I don't have yet probably a teleprompter, so that was practical. Here we have the Stream Deck, which is pretty cool to start application. I'm not using it fully. I should do a lot of things with it. Battery charging station, drawer with always charged batteries. Under we have this fancy equalizer. It's totally pointless, but I like it. I'm one of the person from the high 80s stereo thingy with all bars. So here we have the capture card, the Avermedia LGC 550, which is connected to the OSSC, on which you can currently see the real Auric running for real. Here I do have something which allows to select so I can have basically all my SCART computers with all the cables always attached. Here you can see I have the Auric cables, but here I also have the Atari ST cables, which are also connected with a STE stereo connector. So basically, if I want to do something on the Atari ST instead of the Auric, I unplug that or push it in the back, and I can plug the Atari directly, which comes also with this super short cable. It's like 60 centimeters long. The advantage that it does not take any room. So all the cables are on the back. And here we also have a short standard cable which is used by tape drive, like on the Auric. That's a very common format. And on this power brick here I have two USB connectors, one which I use to charge a mobile, one which I use to charge the headset. So here we have the Shuttle Pro, which I use for the editing, which is quite fancy. Here Behringer equalizer on the headphone thing. So here we have the synthesizer on the drum kit thing. And the way it's designed is that I can get that out, and I can either put the keyboard on it and then the synths behind, or vice versa, and so I can continue typing and using software while doing musical things. Here plenty of drawers, storage for all the small things you always need, like small connectors, all these small wires, computers. So my main enemy, and probably enemy of the retro people, is dust. So investing in some glass cabinet really help. Here I added some UV filtering foil on the window, so it does not change color. As you can see, the Atari STs are mostly close from the original colors. They are not horribly yellowed, so no need to retrobite anything. So you can see the MCP40, the Atmos, the RIC 1, the Atari ST, the Telestrat with a disk drive behind, and under is a private 8D with a Cyrillic character, which is 99.9% compatible with Atmos. The only difference is that it has Cyrillic characters for the lowercase. And my Atari Mega STE with a secondary keyboard for the Atari Mega. And a couple of micro disk units. So here we have some Atari ST software, some games, Lethal Excess, which I got brand new, new old stock a few months ago. Barbarian, a terrible game but beautiful graphics. These three games, Sierra Online, which are all compatible with MT32 sound card. Dungeon Matter and Chaos Strikes Back. Audio Sculpture, which is a steel shrink wrapped software I got from Zai in Marseille. And then a bunch of Atari ST graphic programs: HyperDraw, Quantum Paint, the Advanced OCP Art Studio, Degas Elite, True Paint, Flare Paint, Art Director. Behind we have some audio tapes, including the Guardian of the Galaxy Awesome Mix, and with a small FM tape player. And here that's the Auric books and Atari ST books, like the Atari ST Bible, my 68,000 manual. Behind we have all this mess of cables with some audio CDs, some 3-inch floppies, some Gotek on the 3.5 inch and the 3-inch floppy drives, some brand new unopened cassette. More cassettes there, diskette. On there we have the Microscribe 3DX, which is a hardware digitizer. You could use that to basically map objects in 3D. Here we have the monochrome screen, which for some reason has been painted black by the previous owner. The Auric games. This is not an Auric game. Which are starting to take a lot of room, but sorted by publisher. So we have Los Lorient, Air Informatique, Severn Software, PSS, No Man's Land, Tansoft, EGK Software, Loriciel, a bit more of No Man's Land but in a different format. These one were crystal and these one are non-crystal, and Plastabassa and thing. And here we have some more Auric games on some empty cases. These one are the ones which are non-standard format. They are in big boxes. And a bit more PC games and some other big Auric things like Lorograph and a second MCP40 and a second Atmos Steelbox to the audio rack with the SC55, which is MT32 compatible, so I can connect a MIDI cable from here to the Atari ST, and I can play these 3 games with high quality sound instead of sound chip. The SC80A, which is an advanced version of that one, but it's not as good on the MT32 emulation. The Yamaha Fx Processor, which can do things like a vocoder and some fancy effects. The only problem is that one is mono input, so I like the sound, but it's hard to integrate in the whole thing. And this is a Boss SE70 Fx Processor, which is used as an effect on the entire chain of audio. So that's not how it should be done, but it's working fine for ambient, reverb, hall, or muting the sound. Of course, I have the microphone on the webcam, which can be enable and disable physically with switches, like pretty much everything. So it's off and it's off. And here I have master switch for all that as well. And here I have my switch for the internet line, and so I can drag another cable to go to the Atari to use the Cosmos EX, for example. So yeah, there you go. Hope you liked it.